So there's that. I decided to do this this summer. I like to confront my fears, and I was afraid of this because it's I don't know, I feel very vulnerable. It's not like playing the guitar or something that's objectively good. It's like I have to make you laugh rather than clap. You can just clap by yourself. And laughing is a little more real. So I decided that rather than test this on my friends who would lie to me about how funny I was, I would try this on Tinder dates. Which I did, and I got laid a lot. So I think it's good. I don't know. Yesterday I told my mom that I was going to do this. And I wish you guys knew my mom. She's one of those women that they can't get mad. Like, when I was a teenager, if I did something wrong, she'd be like, Christopher. And so I told her, yeah, Mom, tomorrow I'm going to do stand-up comedy for 5 minutes. And she said, oh, Christopher, I'm so proud of you. You're going to do so great. Just remember, if you get nervous, just imagine everybody naked. Which would be good advice if these lights weren't here, because I can't see anybody, so I just have to imagine what you look like naked. And most of you are my friends, so I've seen you in various situations. I mean, I think you guys look okay. But thinking about that today, as I've kind of been like running this through my head, I thought, you know, that advice kind of hits on something really real, which is the basic motivation of my life. Like, everything I do is calculated to see a woman naked. Everything. It's always been that way. Like, when you're 14, you're at the mall with your friends, you're like, is this Abercrombie shirt gonna work? Is Melissa gonna think I'm cute? Maybe I'll see her naked at the end of the school year. Like, you go to summer camp, you're like, maybe if I, work really hard at this, maybe if I'm the start on the football team, whatever. And now, as I'm an adult, I'm like, maybe if I do stand-up and I'm funny, I'll see somebody naked. So, but the problem when I was younger, there was it was an insurmountable problem to me seeing women naked. And that was that I was Mormon. And if you don't know anything about the Mormon church, just know that you cannot see anybody naked, anytime, anywhere, unless you're married. And when you're 14, that's kind of a hard thing to do. So, while my friends in high school, my friends in college were, wearing the right clothes and, in cool bands and playing sports, I was doing all those things too. I just didn't get to see women naked. Instead, I did what good Mormon boys do, which is engage in a lot of guilt porn. I don't know if you've heard that term before. Probably not, because I made it up. Guilt porn is when you look at porn, you masturbate, you feel really guilty about it, maybe you cry a little, then you pray, and you have this bargaining with God where you're like, God, I'm really sorry. I should have done this. I'm never going to do it again. Please forgive me. You wait a few days. You do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And that goes for like 12 years or so. Yeah, that's my life. But the thing is, like, eventually you get to a point where the guilt kind of, like, you're just kind of immune to it. You're like, you know what, I'm 17, I've been doing this for 5 years, like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna do, like, my penance. I'm gonna tell God that I'm not gonna do it again. He'll understand. But when you're 12, you don't really understand how that works, and you think, actually, I am gonna go to hell, so I need to, like, really make sure that I do this right. So, at every Mormon church across the globe, after Sunday services, there's a line of 12 and 13-year-old boys outside the pastor's office, and you know what they're going to do. They're waiting to kind of absolve themselves of this eternal torment. And given that this has happened for generations, the Mormon pastors know exactly what to do. In fact, they've made a pamphlet. In fact, I brought the pamphlet with me. I don't know if you can see this very well. It's a picture of a couple of young men in ties. They're sharp young men. And this pamphlet is called To Young Men Only. Now, I actually did get this and the whole, this is just the cover. But I got the whole thing when I was 12. And this is the Mormon Church's remedy to masturbation. And it's filled with lots of great advice. Basically, the idea in this pamphlet, To Young Men Only, it was created in 1976, if you're curious, is that your balls are essentially a little factory. And the little factory, once production ramps up, is really hard to slow down. You know, imagine making Model Ts, right? Like, you're not gonna fucking stop the assembly line. You gotta keep this shit going. That's what your balls are. It's making Model Ts. So, but never fear, young Mormon youth. There is a way to slow the production line. This is literally, I'm not fucking joking with you. This is the advice I got. There are a couple of steps to slow the little factory. First, you should never touch yourself except in the normal toileting process. So just like a little flick, you're good. You're good. Your second step: never be alone. Because when you're alone, it's just like, well, of course I'm just gonna fucking stick my hand in my pants. Step number 3. You should never bathe for more than 5 to 6 minutes. No, for real. It says 5 to 6. Not 5 to 7, 5 to 6. And when you're done bathing, you should never admire yourself in the mirror. So there's that too. The next 2 steps I think are the best though. The next one is that if you have a friend that has this problem, i.e. if you have a friend that touches his penis, you need to cut off the friendship. Not the penis, the friendship. And the last step I think is the best step, which is that if, when you go to bed, you need to dress yourself appropriately so that you're not going to touch your vital parts. It says vital parts. So this is what I heard when I was 12 and 13 years old about how to not touch my penis. And yeah. It's like, I just kind of imagine that this is kind of like this, I don't know, this phallic apocalypse. Like there's this siren song that all of these 12 and 13-year-old boys across the globe cannot resist. They hear this song and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just powerless in the face of my own erection. Thank you.